Good afternoon. Welcome back into the Bulldog Digital Network as we get set for the men in this Appalachian Athletic Conference doubleheader as Tennessee Wesleyan men find themselves in a tie for first place in the conference standings with University of Pikeville out of Kentucky. Both teams 3-0 on the year. Milligan also undefeated in conference, 1-0, but only playing that one conference game thus far. They face off against Bryan College, who comes in currently tied for fourth in the conference standings. Lions come in 2-5 overall. They are 1-1 in the conference. Bulldogs, as mentioned, 3-0 in the conference. They're 4-2 overall. And head coach Randy Casey's second season, assisted by Jaron Tall. And they have won 4 straight games coming into their home matchup. It's good to be at home. I'm sure Coach Casey and his ball club thinks, as they have been on the road at they started at Rio Grande in Ohio and lost 95-77 to start the season, then lost it against Tennessee Southern 84-72 on the road. And then they went to Bethel and won 95-93, and then rattled off 3 conference wins in a row here. And that was at Reinhardt on the 12th, 79-77. Then at Spartanburg Methodist, the conference newcomer this year, 84-79, they pulled out the victory over the Pioneers. And then at Truett McConnell this Wednesday, 81-58, and that's not been a kind trip to the Bulldogs over the history of it, but they've won now 4 in a row against the Bears of Truett McConnell in a big-time win there. I've already seen that Tennessee Wesleyan will be without at least one of their big keys, and that's Armando Corrado, who came in last year, sophomore forward from Almeria, Spain. He is out and injured, it looks like, in a boot, and so will not have the big man inside tonight, it looks like, as he is walking around in the pre-games. Looks to be all right, but just got that walking boot on that prevents him from playing here this evening. And, of course, Manny, as they call him, he is a Defensive Player of the Week so far in this conference once already. He also is first in the conference in field goal percentage at 73.3. Granted, most of it is all coming with inside presence that he has there, and so the Bulldogs will have to dig deep and find somebody else to step up in his role tonight. And, of course, that could be Rashawn Hampton, the sophomore guard out of Winchester, Kentucky. 21.3 points per game, good for second in the conference. He has also won a Conference Player of the Week this year, as he was averaging in 3 games 22.3 points. He had a career high of 29 points in that win against Bethel, which was their first of the year. And then he had 22 points against Tennessee Southern as well, and 16 points in the opener against Rio Grande. He also had 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and 6 steals on that week, and shot 50% from behind the arc, 13 of 26. And I would say that young man in Hampton will end up with a few more Conference Player of the Week accolades this season. He ranks second, as we said, 21.3 points per game, and then Charles Neverton, 16 points, is good for 5th in the conference. So 2 of the top 5 AAC scorers are on this Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldog team. Coronado, as we mentioned, out. Neverton, also the second best 3-point shooter in the league right now, 51.1% from behind the arc. So that'll be a big key if he can get that going here against Bryan, who has Josh Muncie in his first season as the head coach. Had been an assistant there. He is now assisted by Wes Stevener, who's in his 5th season at Bryan. A couple of grad assistants, and Nick Roberts and Ian Johnson, former players. Again, the Lions were picked preseason 11th and now currently sitting in a tie for 4th. Bulldogs preseason 6th, currently in a tie for 1st. Bryan won their last outing at Union Commonwealth University up in Barberville, 77-74. That was their last matchup. Current series between these two teams, Wesleyan does hold the advantage, 27-16 overall, and have won the last meeting last year on this floor in January, or earlier this year, but last season, 85-71. Tennessee Wesleyan averages winning by 12.8 points in the series here, and they're 14-6 on their home floor against Bryan. Tennessee Wesleyan coming off of their best free throw shooting in back-to-back games, 80. They are last place in the conference. So if that's one area they are going to look to improve is their free throw shooting on this season, where they've had a season low of 38% from the line against Bethel. So trending upward in that category. And the 23-point victory at Truett McConnell is their largest so far this season as well. And the rebounds of 41 ties their season high with Reinhardt game as well against Truett McConnell. So let's look at your starting lineups. First for Bryan, they will start Isaiah Breadwood. They will start Isaiah Breadwood, 5'8" junior guard from Knoxville, Tennessee. Number 2, 5'10" sophomore guard Derek Curtis, averages 8.2 a game from Nashville, Tennessee. Number 14, 6'3" junior wing Hayden Moten from Bells, Tennessee. Number 22, 6'4" junior forward Trey Morrow from Scott County, Tennessee. And then 33, 6'6" junior forward Jerry Taylor Jr. from Memphis, Tennessee. On the other side for Randy Casey, it'll be number 34, Stratton Lavorne, the 6'7" senior guard from Shelbyville, averages 9.5 a game. Number 3, Rayshawn Hampton, 5'9" sophomore guard from Winchester, as we mentioned. Number 5, Ty Runyon, local product, 6'1" senior guard out of Meade County High School right here in Athens, Tennessee. Number 12, Charles Neverdone, 6'2" senior guard out of Baltimore, Maryland. And 13, 6'8" junior forward Corey Marshall from Miami, Florida. That's your starting lineups here for this Appalachian Athletic Conference matchup. On the men's side, had the women's game just earlier, and Bryan women came out victorious there, unfortunately, for the Bulldog faithful, but always interesting when these two schools square off against each other. Just separated by about 30 miles between the two schools. Wesleyan all white uniforms, blue numerals trimmed in a little hint of gold. Tennessee Wesleyan across the chest. New Under Armour uniforms for them. Bryan rocking all red, black numerals trimmed in white. As we get set to go, Marshall going to be jumping for the Bulldogs against Jerry Taylor. As we get set for play, Wesleyan will pick it up, and Hampton will set up the offense through Runyon now. Outside, Lavorne going to take the first 3 for the Bulldogs, and off the mark it goes. So defensively, the Bulldogs open man-to-man. It's going to be Breadwood. Looking around, Hampton right there with him. Got a jump ball, and that will be possession arrow going to Bryan after Wesleyan got the tip. First time getting to call the men's game here this year. Inbounds coming from Hayden Moten. Does come in. And they've got it out top. Curtis with it. Feeds it to the high post to Taylor Jr. Taylor Jr. spins. Marshall right there with him. Good defense. Shot clock buzzer had sounded, but didn't matter. Got our first foul of the ball game. That foul was on Hampton. Out front, Curtis with it. Now they turn it over. Marshall comes away with the loose ball up to Runyon. Right side, Neverdon for 3. So Wesleyan 0 for 3, or 0 for 2, sorry, behind the arc already. Here's a drive by Curtis. Step back behind the arc. He'll pass it off to his right into Breadwood. Breadwood hands it back to Curtis. Now Taylor, top of the key. And Curtis gets free for the first points of the ball game as Bryan will take the lead 2-0. Saw the Bryan women do that earlier against Tennessee Wesleyan. Here's Hampton with it on the outside. Gets it to Marshall. The southpaw takes another 3. 3 3-pointers missed by Tennessee Wesleyan. It'll be the Lions bringing it across the time stripe. Gets it to Moten. Now Curtis driving again against Runyon. Blocked partially. Lavorne clears the rebound. Hampton between the legs. Hampton goes left side. Cut off defensively there by Breadwood. Screen from Marshall gets Hampton free for three. Rayshawn gives the Bulldogs the first lead. High post feed to Taylor once again. Walks it across the top of the key. Gets it off to Breadwood. Isaiah Breadwood. Back to Taylor it goes. Ball poked away. Taylor regains it. Hampton was on him. Mismatch. Near corner, they feed it to Trey Morrow. His first time touching it. And he's going to give Bryan the lead right back. Bryan up by one. Three-pointer by Hampton off the mark. Bulldogs will have to drop back defensively. Tennessee Wesleyan man-to-man now. Outside, Moten with it. Back up top it comes to Breadwood. Inside, Taylor back to the basket. A couple of moves. Somehow got away with maybe a travel, but pushes the Bryan lead to three. Then you throw records out the window. Anytime these two teams square off, no love lost in the Highway 30 battle. Wesleyan men trying to earn the split. Everdon drops it to Marshall. Southpaw pulls a 15-footer off the mark. Wesleyan struggling right now from the field. They are second best in the conference as they get a steal. Hampton up and under, double pump, missed it. Marshall with the putback though. Good follow-up. 1 point game. Wesleyan second in the conference, 81.3 points per game, but they do give up ninth most, 81 points per game. Bryan, though, locks down their opponents. Second best in the conference, only allowing 76 points per game. Taylor slips and falls, and that one cannot be a foul, but it is called a foul on Tennessee Wesleyan. Jared Wright bringing you the action here as Bryan gets the ball inbounds after the foul. That one was on Marshall. Inside, blocked by Lavorne. Wesleyan trying to get the handle on it, but couldn't grab it quick enough, and maybe got held. Hampton guarding Curtis. Top of the key, shot clock at 2. That ball is going to be a shot clock violation. Bryan's going to get 2 subs into the game. Number 20, Cole Torres, and number 12, Ty Gibbs. We'll check in here for the Lions. Ty Runyon controlling the point here for Randy Casey. Coached him for 1 year at McMinn County High School before coming to Tennessee Wesleyan. And Ty, one of 5 seniors for this Bulldog club this year. Lavorne open for 3 in the far corner, short. Long rebound chased down by Curtis from Nashville, Tennessee. Spins, slips, somehow gets free, misses the lay-in, ball tipped around. It's going to roll off of Lavorne's back. So Bryan, first media timeout coming up here. We'll be right back on the Bulldog Digital Network. Back here on the Bulldog Digital Network, Talked about Tennessee Wesleyan being top 2 in scoring in the conference. They also shoot 46% from the field. That's good for second. And behind the arc, they're 39.3, good for the top 3-point shooting team in the conference. But they are struggling right now, 1 of 6 for 16%. Inbounds comes to Bryan. They've got it out into Torres' hands. Now top of the key, it goes back to Curtis. Wesleyan yet to sub. 23, Terrell Reeves with it for Bryan. Curtis with it on the far side. Curtis skies, baseline jumper, no good. Offensive rebound pulled down by Moten. He'll kick it out front there to 12, Ty Gibbs. High post feed into Reeves. Reeves working against Marshall. Shovel pass over to Torres. Curtis thought about the 3. He'll pass it up, goes into the lane, drops it to Moten. Cutting up off the glass is good for Moten. 8-5. Bryan leads this one by 3. Ties their largest lead of the game. Runyon with it out front. Sends it left side to Hampton, back to Runyon. Right side, Neverdon. Now drops it into the corner. Lavorne, extra pass up to Neverdon at the top of the key, and it's nothing but nylon. We're knotted up at 8 apiece. Inside, Bryan now on the perimeter with it. Reeves, high post, drops a pass, and it goes out of bounds off of Bryan. Wesleyan going to get number 15, Zaylen Callahan, senior guard out of Powder Springs, Georgia, into the ball game. Along with number 4, Sean McGee, junior guard out of Columbus, Ohio, in. Hampton, Neverdon, and Marshall out there for the Bulldogs. Marshall top of the key to Callahan. Callahan inside feed. Goes to McGee, and he puts it in. Bulldogs have their second lead correction of the ball game. 10-8. Out front, Torres with it. Gets it to Reeves once again. Reeves going to hand it off to Moten. Bryan being quick on their cuts, that's for sure. Curtis looking around. Good help defense by Marshall. Him and Neverdon switch. Kick out Moten for 3. Shot clock running deep. Marshall collects the rebound to Callahan. Cleared it out. Here's Neverdon. Gets it to Hampton near corner for 3. Nothing but nylon there for Rashawn Hampton. 5-point lead for Tennessee Wesleyan. Their biggest of the ball game. Left side, Torres. Trying to work it around. Inside they go to Reeves at the high post. Drive here by Gibbs. Layup missed. Ball tipped out. Here comes Callahan on the break. Wesleyan without numbers, and then good credit to Curtis as he gets back defensively quickly. That'll bring substitutions. Brown's going to get 32. Cal Drake in, 6'8" junior forward from Franklin, North Carolina. And then the Bulldogs will get it to Jack Armstrong, number 30, freshman forward out of Taylorsville, Kentucky. And then Breadwood also returns back for Bryan as Curtis will get a breather. Drive here by McGee, looking for help. Hampton gets his defender to jump. Spin move, step back, 15-footer just off the mark. Anticipation was there for a big highlight reel play. Didn't work out. Callahan right here guarding Torres really closely. Long 3 missed. Runyon collects the rebound and gets fouled on it. Redwood gets his first foul, team first. Wesleyan with 2. Here's Hampton on the left side. Runyon walks it to the near side of Dwayne Farmer and Stan Harrison Court, Hall of Fame coaches, and Wesleyan turns it over, steps on the end line. Tennessee Wesleyan going to pressure Hampton and Callahan up front. Redwood with it out of Bearden High School in Knoxville. Inside, Reeves with it. Back to the basket. Skyhook missed it. Hampton collects the rebound here for Wesleyan, up 13-8. McGee out to Runyon. Runyon, a couple of dribbles. He'll set up the offense again. Goes to the left side to Armstrong. Armstrong looks, hands it off to McGee. McGee just inside the three-point arc, and it's good. McGee makes that one. Puts it to a 7-point advantage. 10:35 to go here in the first half. Curtis with it. Now out front, Reeves away from the high post this time. He'll dribble it to the right wing. Hand it off to Breadwood. Pass, they're going to say, is selling out of bounds. And Bulldogs will take control. It's 4 turnovers by the Lions. Tennessee Wesleyan so far 4 points off of that. Wesleyan with only 1 turnover. Stratton Lavorne back into the ball game here for Tennessee Wesleyan. Number 4, Rigel Moore, sophomore guard, in for Bryan from Memphis, Tennessee. Vernon gets it to Lavorne, now to Callahan, right wing. Callahan puts it on the floor, dribbles to his left, back to the right, he passes it to Lavorne. Lavorne up and under, couldn't get the shot, but he'll draw the foul. This one's going to be on Cal Drake, his first, team second. And a media timeout coming here on the Bulldog Digital Network. We'll be right back. Back here on the Bulldog Digital Network, Tennessee Wesleyan shooting 42.9%. Assisted on 50% of their made shots, 3 of 6. Bryan shooting 28.6, and it's Stratton Lavorne at the line here for Tennessee Wesleyan. Lavorne, a 66% shooter on the season. Makes the first one. 9:59 to play here in the first half. Both of them made. Bryan gets the ball inbound, seeing full court pressure from Callahan and McGee. Never done. Now near side. It's going to be Torres with it. Down low, spinning. Lavorne got a block on it. Lavorne still battling. Inside with Taylor. Drop pass over and the slam from Cal Drake. Stops the 12-0 run by the Bulldogs. McGee with it on the sideline. Out top of the key to Runyon. Everdon does get the 3 to bounce and fall. It's a 10-point advantage, the largest of the game. Here's Charles with a steal. Looking for help, gets it out to Runyon. Under 9 we go. Wesleyan trying to increase this lead. Working their way up to 81 points per game so far. Lavorne out there for 3, knew the defender was going to jump, steps inside the 3-point line and misses it. Had a good look, but Trap and defense. Drake now feeding it in, and Runyon looked like he had gotten in there to help deflect that one. Runyon's going to pick up his first foul. That's his first, team third. Marshall and Hampton, the other Bulldogs with the fouls. Callahan out. Hampton back in. Curtis caught the pass in the corner off the inbound, had an open look, passed it up. There's Redwood up top. Taylor driving, Lavorne blocked it from him, but then Taylor stays with it. Knocks down the easy two. It's only easy after Lavorne had kind of gotten past him. Here's Runyon inside. Runyon goes up. A lot of contact, no call. Three-pointer on the way, missed. Redwood picks up after the Curtis miss. Hampton battling Taylor inside. Taylor's getting elbows to Hampton's face and no call. Bryan with a little bit of life here, 20-14 now. Wesleyan led by as many as 10 just 2 possessions ago. Marshall coming back to the scorer's table. Neverton with it, gives it out. Now Runyon far corner for 3. In there for Ty Runyon. Runyon nearly picks the pocket of Curtis. Curtis regains it. He gets to the 15-foot line, kicks it left to Redwood and misses the jumper. Taylor offensive board once again. That's their 7th offensive rebound for the Lions. Out of bounds off of Bryan. Hampton with the defense, locking it down there. Substitutions for Bryan as Moten returns, as well as Trey Morrow. Wesleyan gets Marshall back in. McGee with it. Gets it over to Marshall. Marshall, shovel pass to Hampton. Hampton, quick ball handling skills. Runyon going for another one. That one off the back iron. Marshall tips it out, but right into the hands it goes of Morrow. 6.5, under 6.5 we go. Wesleyan still in front, 23-14. Draw by Redwood, blocked inside by McGee. Neverton picks it up. Behind the back dribble. Layup is good on the left side. Point lead, now the largest for Tennessee Wesleyan. Defensive intensity turned up just a notch. Packed house here at James L. Robb tonight. Tough shot by Taylor, and going to be a foul called inside. This one's going to be on Marshall, his second. That's going to send Jerry Taylor Jr. to the line, 74% shooter on the season. Armstrong coming back. Again, Wesleyan without Manny Cordado, the big man from Spain. First free throw is missed. Marshall will exit with those 2 fouls, 5:45. I think his first half is most likely done. Moore back in for Bryan. Second free throw is good for Taylor. He'll exit as Reeves will give him a breather. Runyon controlling the point. Runyon gets a screen from Armstrong, goes back opposite side. Got one from Neverton as well. Charles with it. And hand check foul right there against Moore. That's his first. Third on the Lions. So Wesleyan will have it side out of bounds. Exactly 5.5 minutes to go. Runyon with it. Drop pass down to Armstrong a little too hard. That's got to be Bryan out of bounds, but no call yet. Ball's still loose on the ground. Still loose. Bryan's Morrow comes away with it. Moore, far side, gets it near side to Curtis. Curtis drives. Moten thought about passing it and shooting it. Down low to Reeves. Armstrong with him. Armstrong straight up. Good defense. Just tough shot made by Reeves. 4:50 to go. 8-point game. McGee looking back for the call. He'll take it off the dribble. Kicks it to Hampton. Corner three off the back of the iron. Hampton hustling back as Curtis was as well. Derek Curtis, sophomore guard. Drive there and easy land. 3 straight trips with points for the Lions. One of them coming off the free throw line. 6-point game, 25-19. 4:15 to go in the first half. Hampton, low dribbles, keeping away from the defender. Trying to get it down to McGee. He does. McGee spins, middle of the lane. Finger roll right in front of Reeves is good. 4 minutes to go, 8-point advantage. Curtis with it on the far side of the court. We got a foul inside. This one's going to be on Armstrong, his first. He and Reeves battling in there. And we got a media timeout on the court. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Out of the timeout here, media timeouts this year. Had those a number of years ago in the NAI, and they've reinstituted them due to the national tournament and other conferences and markets. So inbound coming to Bryan. They get it in. Moore with it top of the key. Gets it to a cutting Gibbs. Gibbs makes the lay-in, and Bryan still staying in this one with Wesleyan. 6-point game. 3:40. Here's Neverdon with it. Gets it out to McGee. Thought about the three. Quick crossover against Moten. Lost the handle. Gets it out to Runyon. He'll pop the three. In there for Ty Runyon. The Athens, Tennessee native knocks it down. Pushes that lead back to 9. Gibbs with it, left wing, out front to Moore. They'll feed it high into Reeves. Reeves takes it around the perimeter, gets it to Curtis. Near corner, Moten open for three. Missed it. Neverdon got the rebound. He'll push the pace. Here's Hampton behind the back, fakes that. Scoops it over to Armstrong. Deep three by Neverdon and missed it completely. Maybe glanced off the rim there a little bit, but Lavorne back in, Armstrong out for Tennessee Wesleyan. Curtis gets the inbounds. He'll walk it up the near side, 2:40 to go, 9-point game, 30-21, Tennessee Wesleyan in front. 10th year here on the Bulldog Digital Network. 5th of decade mark, double digits. It was against Bryan that we first started broadcasting back in 2015. Reeves makes it. 7-point game. Myself and buddy Matt Harper started it with the help of then Sports Information Director Jennifer Harrison. Lavorne goes up and blocks it. Goes out of bounds. Him and Hampton teaming up for that one. Inbound comes to Reeves. Gets it to Gibbs again, the inbounder. Moore steps into a three off the mark. Neverdon skying for it. Saves it, but it's straight to Gibbs. Curtis lost the handle momentarily. Inside, Moten trying to get free. Moten scores the lay-in. It's a 5-point game. Under 2 we go. Hampton with it, left wing. Goes left and then out of bounds off his own leg. Wesleyan going to have to buckle down here. Cannot let Bryan come back. They led by as many as 11. Bryan a chance to cut it to a one-possession game here. Sends it to the far side, Gibbs. Now Reeves out front, on the wing at least. Now to Curtis. Curtis drives middle of the lane. Drops it to a cutting Moten. Missed the layup, gets his own board. Put back this time is good, and we've got a one-possession game. 3-point lead, though. 1:05 to play here in the first half. Wesleyan got to get it going offensively. Lavorne takes it middle of the paint. Up and under, gets the foul on the shot. And Lavorne doing a good job of getting to the rim. Moten's going to pick up his first. Team fourth. So Stratton Lavorne back to the line. That's where his 2 points have come tonight. Rattles the first one home. .55 seconds remaining. And Lavorne makes both of them. 32-27. Curtis battling against Runyon here. It's all the way in, lost the handle on it, and out of bounds or a foul called. It's going to be an out of bounds call. 39 seconds remaining. Try to get this scoreboard clock for you on the Bulldog Digital Network overlay here. Adjusted properly. Gibbs gets the inbounds in, but nobody was there. Reeves saves it for him, chases it down. 8 to shoot. Moore looking for a screen. Curtis with it, working against Runyon. Shot clock down to 0, and what a bank. Curtis just drills it. Bank was open for him. So shot clock was winding down. 32-29. Bulldogs are going to hold it for the last shot. Well, nope, they're not. McGee's going to take it all the way in and get fouled on the call. Cole Torres will get the foul. Well, take that back. That's Derek Curtis gets the foul. And McGee makes the first one. Correction, that was it was Reeves that gets his first foul. 6 seconds remain exactly. 4-point game. 33-29. Tennessee Wesleyan men trying to get the split on the night against Bryan. And also make it 2 wins in a row against the Lions in this series, but also 5 wins in a row in their first win on their home floor. Still a lot of basketball left, though. 20 minutes after this 6 seconds and a halftime period. But the quickness and the speed of this Tennessee Wesleyan team is all it has been advertised as. A lot of length, getting up and down the floor very quickly. If they can just slow the pace of some of their opponents, that would be one big thing. As long as I guess you're outscoring them 81.3 to 81, still works out in your advantage. So both free throws are good by McGee. Clock has started. Curtis pulls a deep three at the buzzer, and that one is off the mark. So at the end of the first half, Tennessee Wesleyan in front of Bryan, 34 to 29. Here on the Bulldog Digital Network, we're going to take a break, and we'll bring you some stats before the start of the second half here on the Bulldog Digital Network. Welcome back to the Bulldog Digital Network as we're still at halftime here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, where the Bulldogs lead at 34-29 against the Lions, and a lot of it coming from behind the arc and also just overall from the field, but creating turnovers. Wesleyan getting out-rebounded is the big category there. 21-8 that they are getting out-rebounded as a team, but both teams in the 40s from the field. Three-point shooting, though, favors the Bulldogs 43% roughly, 6 of 14, and then perfect at the line, 6 of 6, compared to the 50% 1 of 2 for Bryan. Turnovers, Wesleyan winning that one 4-6. Points off of turnovers, they've gotten 6 points off of the 6 turnovers. Bryan's gotten 6 off of the 4 for Tennessee Wesleyan. Wesleyan with 1 offensive rebound, 7 defensive. They have assisted on 7 of 11 made shots, which is a great number for them. And then blocks, they've collected 4 blocks against the Lions and 3 steals compared to the 2. Being paced for the Lions, it's Hayden Moten. He's got 6 points, 4 rebounds, 5 points by Jerry Taylor Jr. with 3 boards, 2 assists, and then a trio at 4 points, including Derek Curtis, Rigel Moore, and Terrell Reeves. On the other side for the Bulldogs, Sean McGee with 8 points, 2 assists, perfect from the field and the line. 8 points by Charles Neverton, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4 from behind the arc. He's got 2 boards and an assist. And then Rashawn Hampton, 6 points. He's got an assist and a rebound to his. So the ball goes to Bryan off the start. And we're going to have a foul inside. And this one is going to be on Tennessee Wesleyan, Stratton Lavorne. Free throw off the mark. I'll stop. Try to get the clock adjusted there. Lavorne will have it underneath. 19:33. Hampton with it. Fires long range shot up. Missed it. And got a foul on Marshall. It's going to be his 3rd. Team 2nd already. 3-point game. Bryan with the ball. Bringing it up the court. It's going to be Redwood. Gets it over to Curtis. Right side it comes to Morrow. Morrow drives into the paint. Kicks back out to Curtis. Curtis drives in. Faking the jumper against Runyon there. Here's a drive by Curtis. Poked away by Lavorne. Good hands. Neverdon gets it over to 20. J.J. Ruckert, who's into the ballgame for the first time today for Tennessee Wesleyan. Bryan with it. Chance to tie it up if they knock one from outside. They've got the first points of the second half here. 34-31. Out front, Curtis with it. Quick touch pass, Moten back out to Morrow, and we're tied up at 34. Second time we've been tied. It was early in the first half when we were knotted up at 8 apiece. So the Lions have wiped off an 11-point advantage from the second half, midway through the first half. Sorry, it's Lavorne, nice little move, and the nice feed from the top of the key there as well. Just a couple of minutes gone by here in the second half. The Bulldogs led it. I was trying to say 6 minutes to go in the first half. Led it by 11. Lavorne's going to get the foul and give up the three-point opportunity here. Lavorne's going to get his second foul, team 3rd of the half. Bucket is good, so we're knotted up at 36 apiece. And Taylor at the line. Gives Bryan only their second lead of the ballgame. 37-36. Wesleyan can take it back. Everdon with it. Gives it out to Runyon, now to Hampton. Hampton, screen from Lavorne, picks up his dribble, needs some help. Gets it to Ruckert. Ruckert, pass out to Runyon. 8 to shoot. Runyon off the dribble, hesitation move. Going in against Taylor, good take, but cannot get it to fall. Strong take by Runyon against the bigger Taylor. Now Lavorne battling, that's a walk, he rolls over with it, but no call. Three-pointer by Taylor off the mark. Runyon collects the long rebound. Rolls it up to Ruckert. Windmill dunk for the slam and the 2. What a dunk and throw down by Ruckert. Taylor now with it, back to the basket, working against Ruckert. Looking for help. Offensive foul called against Taylor. The crowd coming to life there on the dunk by J.J. Ruckert. J.J. the junior out of Atlanta, Georgia. McGee back in for Lavorne, who's got 2 fouls. McGee will run the ball up the court here. McGee looking, trying to call it out. Here's Runyon with it. Runyon taking it strong. This time it's good on the left side. Fighting through a lot of contact. Bulldogs back in front by 3. Curtis trying to create a lot of contact. He'll fire the triple. Misses that one. Taylor gets the rebound, and it's an offensive foul on Taylor. He's going to pick up his second, team second of the half. Tennessee Wesleyan's Runyon gives it to a high feed to McGee. Dribbles it to the left, hands off to Ruckert. Ruckert looking, back up top to Everdon for 3. It's in there. Doubles up the lead again. 6-point advantage. Curtis with it, working against Hampton. Out front, Breadwood with it. Now here's Moten. Drops it back to Morrow. Head fake. 15-footer is good for Morrow. Good ball movement there by the Lions. Credit where credit is due. Tennessee Wesleyan's McGee pulls up from 15 feet. Misses wide left. And that'll allow the Lions to come trim it to a 1-possession game. Backdoor feed. Intercepted. Hampton comes away with it. Him and McGee working on that one. Hampton doesn't get the bucket, and the putback by Ruckert was going to be impressive, but Morrow's going to pick up his first, team third. Rashawn Hampton will step to the stripe. 76% shooter on the season. Misses the first one. Talked about this. This is the one area that Wesleyan is going to have to rely on late in the year, and when you get into postseason play. They are in last place in the conference in terms of stats on free throw shooting, 60.8%. They were perfect before that one. Hampton with another one. Does make the second one. So still trending upward in the right direction. Inbounds for the Lions, seeing them full court press from the Bulldogs. Gibbs with it from the Bulldog logo at midcourt, comes right side. Ruckert is going to get called for the foul there and just got aggressive trying to go for a steal, anticipating that pass, and runs over him. And we've got our first immediate timeout here on the Bulldog Digital Network. We'll be right back in 60 seconds. Bryan inbounds it. Reeves trying to get it back to Breadwood. Here's Breadwood, takes off. Hampton had his hand in the passing lane or on the dribble. Bryan still ends up with it. Ruckert not wanting to commit the foul. Allows Moten to get the lay-in. It's a 3-point game. Wesleyan takes a shot. Ruckert tips it out, staying with it. Good hustle play by JJ. Neverdon for three, missed it. Morrow chases down the loose rebound. He'll get it across the time stripe over to Moten. Inside, Breadwood, and Hampton blocks him. Trailing the play. Moore's going to check in. He'll replace Morrow. Ball inbounded underneath, coming for Bryan. They get it in. Moore takes it, lost the handle. McGee tips it out, picks it up behind the back, drops it to Neverdon trailing. He'll dribble it all the way in, goes up strong. Doesn't get the bucket, but he'll draw the two-shot foul. It's going to be on 23, Terrell Reeves, his second, team fourth. Everton with it. Makes the first one. Charles with his second attempt, leading the Bulldogs with 12 now. Make that 13. 46-41. Bulldogs get another steal. Hampton. Finger roll, and the way in is good for Rayshawn Hampton. And nearly forcing another turnover. Ruckert instead is going to pick up his second. Right side it comes. McGee overplayed a little bit. Recovered well though. Pass intercepted here by Hampton once again. Neverdon has it stripped on his way up. So Wesleyan will inbound it under their own goal. Quickly into McGee out front, Ruckert. Callahan, now Neverdon. 4-3, and it's in there. Pushes it to a 10-point game once again. One shot of their largest lead. Defense turning it up here for the Bulldogs. 51-41, crowd getting into this one. High post feed to Reeves. Backdoor cut by Curtis. Really had a chance at it and missed it. And passed it up, now bucket and the foul. This one's going to be on Ruckert. Ruckert avoided the contact, but they get him anyway. So Reeves' bucket is good. We have a chance at the and one. And he does just that. Seven-point game, 51-44. McGee with it out front. Ruckert with 3 fouls. Coach Casey leaving him in there. Hampton, Neverdon, and Callahan out there for the Bulldogs. McGee, quick pass. Ruckert on the baseline. Nearly airballs the three. Caught the outside part of the net. Give him that credit. Curtis working. Gets a screen from Taylor. Taylor, a lot of contact there with Hampton. Curtis, 15-footer from the corner is good. Now in transition, Callahan quickly answers back. Beats the lines back down the floor. Pushes that back to a 7-point game, 53-46. Again, Bulldogs' first game at home this season, the regular season. McGee picks up the loose ball, getting fouled there by Taylor, and Taylor's going to pick up his third, team fifth. Taylor will take a seat. Hampton going to key it into McGee. McGee calling it out. Ruckert, McGee, Callahan, Neverton, and Hampton for the Bulldogs. Spinning bounce pass to Hampton. Back, they get it to Callahan, back to Hampton. Deep three from Rayshawn, missed it. Ruckert's putback is good. What a play. J.J. Ruckert putting on a clinic. Tip back is good. Up front, Morrow with it at the high post, turning, looking. Now he'll put it on the floor. Gives it to Gibbs on the left wing. Gibbs guarded by Ruckert. He's got 3 fouls on him. Drive here, reverse lay-in is good for Torres. 11 minutes to go in this ball game. There's Callahan, gets it to Hampton. Hampton, nice little dump pass to Ruckert, back to Hampton, far corner. Callahan open for three, misses it short though, 55-48. Here's Gibbs, high post feed, gives it to Morrow, back to Gibbs, back to Morrow on the wing. Ruckert guarding him. Ruckert having to play away and not get the foul call. 5-point game. Inside feed to McGee. McGee trying to go reverse layup, but hey, who's there? J.J. Ruckert cleans that up. Puts them back in front by 7. J.J. just everywhere right now on the offensive end. Hampton pokes it away. Callahan picks it up and then overthrows Neverton. That'll bring us to a media timeout. The Bulldogs leading it by 7, 57-50. J.J. Ruckert putting on a show for the Bulldog fans. Out of the media timeout. Tennessee Wesleyan leading this one 57-50. It'll be Bryan basketball. Wesleyan going to show that full court pressure. It's worked well for them here in the second half to keep the lines at bay. Wesleyan wanting to play a faster pace than Bryan does. Layup is good. Lavorne couldn't attack too much defensively with 2 fouls Just coming back in, and Wesleyan missing an attempt on the other end to push the lead back again. Ruckert trying to save it. Couldn't do it. So Bryan will keep the possession. Shot clock didn't change, so he didn't possess it fully. Inbounds comes to Taylor, guarded by Lavorne. Drops it to Gibbs. Switch off defensively. Lavorne on Gibbs. Out of bounds. It's kicked. Kickball will reset that shot clock. Thought it was down to 15, but official steps in and confirmed that it should reset. Lob into Taylor. Taylor traveled with it. Good call right there. Wesleyan had him defended and was just letting him back his way in and eased off of him, and when you do, he travels with it. Far side, Everton with it. Playing in the mask. Gets it to Lavorne. He'll pull the three in front of Taylor and drills it in his eye. 60-52. Under 9 we go. 8-point game. Down low, Taylor answers right back. Trade the inside-outside buckets all day long, though, says Tennessee Wesleyan. 2s and 3s. Still works out in your favor if you're in the lead now. Lavorne, quick pass. Hampton fakes the shot, side steps for the three, and it's in there. Back-to-back threes for the Bulldogs. 9-point advantage. 63-54. High post feed. Taylor with it. Back to the basket. Shoving Ruckert. Ruckert looked like a good block. Ruckert's going to pick up his fourth, I believe. Yep. J.J. Ruckert probably going to take a seat here, which is unfortunate because he's been fun to watch so far. Marshall coming back in. Corey Marshall with 3 fouls. Jerry Taylor Jr. back to the line. 2 for 4 there today. He's got 12 points. That ties Rashawn Hampton for Wesleyan, but it's Charles Neverton that's got 16 for the Bulldogs to lead all scorers. Taylor makes the first one. 8:05 to play. Marshall back in. Both free throws are good for Taylor. Hampton gets the inbounds quickly. Gonna push the pace. Between the legs, step back three. That one is nothing but nylon. But the Bulldogs could just keep the Lions from scoring and be even better, but it's a 10-point game, 66-56. Hampton and Lavorne have had the last 3 buckets for the Bulldogs, and they've all been three-pointers. Ball tipped out. Second chance opportunity coming for the Lions. Curtis trying to answer, missed it. Marshall gets it. Finally a stop for the Bulldogs. See if they can hit another 3. Ball rolling off of Wesleyan. Well, now the officials, yep, they were going to give it to Wesleyan. Keep it with Wesleyan, but then correct it and give it to Bryan, and that one is just a ill-advised turnover for the Bulldogs, only their 8th of the ball game. Again, 16.6 per game is their average, or 10 per game is their average. Down low, Moore kick out in the high-low game. Gets Moore a 3-pointer for the Lions. 7-point game. Here's Runyon. Got to think Lavorne or Hampton are the key guys with the outside shooting they've had thus far. Neverdon out there as well is 4 of 7. Trying to get it to Hampton, and the pass is intercepted. Bucket inside is good, and Bryan wants to take the timeout. as they have clawed back into this one. It's a 5-point game with the media timeout on the floor. Bulldogs leading 66-61. We'll be right back on the Bulldog Digital Network. Back here on the Bulldog Digital Network, final 6:40 to go. Tennessee Wesleyan with the ball on a 5-point lead between the two media timeouts. Bryan was on a run as Lavorne knocks down another three. Bryan had the advantage just slightly, 11-9, between the media timeouts over Wesleyan, who had only taken 3 field goals and knocked down 3 three-pointers. Lavorne out there gets it past. Now Wesleyan turns it over on the start of their drive. They thought they had gotten the stop against Bryan and down low. 6-point game, 69-63. Runyon, McGee, Neverton, Lavorne, and Hampton out there for the Bulldogs. McGee with the ball, looking to hand it off to Hampton. Gets it. Hampton gets away from his defender. Shovel pass, extra pass, Runyon in the corner for 3, in and out. Lavorne with the putback, no good. But there'll be a foul called somewhere on the rebound, and this one's going to be on Taylor, his 4th, team 6th. Lavorne's going to step back to the line. So between Lavorne, Hampton, and Neverton, they are a combined 10 of 19 from the three-point line as Lavorne makes the first one. 5.5 to play. %52% amongst the trio. 71-63. Lavorne converts both freebies. 8-point advantage once again. 5:20 to play. Lavorne nearly had the steal again. Moore thought about the 3. Morrow now to Moten. Moten hands it back to Morrow. Bryan trying to work it inside. Runyon guarding Moten. Or Morrow, correction. Spin move. Runyon staying down with him. Good defense there by Ty Runyon. Here comes McGee in a run. Drops it over to Neverton, but that one sells to the Bulldog pound on the far side. We've got another media timeout, under 5 timeout. We'll be right back on the Bulldog Digital Network. Out of the media timeout, just under 5 minutes to play in this Appalachian Athletic Conference men's basketball matchup here on the Bulldog Digital Network. Jared Wright bringing you the action. Our 10th year of audio commentary here on the Bulldog Digital Network. It started with a Bryan doubleheader 10 years ago. Myself and Matt Harper brought the action of a weeknight game. We started all this, and sports information director at that time, Jennifer Harrison, who still does the stats for basketball here for us, asked us to start something different, and we did. Wesleyan trying to get a stop here defensively, ball on the ground. Possession arrow will give it to Wesleyan. So we'll go ahead and switch that one back to Bryan now. Wesleyan 94 feet to go. Lavorne, Runyon, McGee, Neverton, and Hampton out there. Clean up some moisture on the floor, but 10 years of athletic coverage here of basketball, and we've tried to branch out and cover a few more between soccer and baseball. Pass from Neverton to Neverton in the front court. Wesleyan may look to run a little clock here. 71-63. It's not their pace to slow it down as Bryan has tried most of the game. Neverton for three, no good. Lavorne trying to get the rebound. Ball tipped loose, ball still loose. Curtis comes away with it. And the Lions will have it offensively with under 4 to go. Bulldogs shooting 48% from behind the arc. Lions 16.7. Moten just gets behind the defense, wide open. Bulldogs did nothing there to prevent that backdoor cut. Runyon. Between the legs, he'll give it over to Neverton. Hampton with it now, gets a screen from Lavorne. Quick dribble, Hampton running floater, no good, hit the deck. Bryan fighting over the rebound here, 71-65, 3:20 to play. Curtis with it out front. Lavorne picks him up, trying to pick his pocket from behind. Finger roll, no good. Jump ball, and it's going to go to Bryan on the possession arrow. J.J. Ruckert coming in for the Bulldogs. McGee will exit real quick. Ruckert with 4 fouls, so we'll see. McGee already back at the scorer's table. Inside take. Taylor misses it. 3 minutes to go. And JJ will come out. Offensive, defensive substitution right there. Moore with it out front. Under 3 we go. 65 for the Lions, 71 for the Bulldogs. Taylor hooking. This one's going to be on Lavorne, his third. Team 8th. I'll say it was a shooting foul for Taylor either way. Coach Casey and Lavorne trying to plead to the official about the post moves there of Taylor. Fans were commentating about it being the hook. Taylor pacing the Lions with 15. Gets them to within 5. Make that 4. 2:50 to go. 71-67. Hampton goes in tough. Draws a big foul. Hits the deck, pops right back up. Taylor's going to foul out of the ball game. So Taylor will have to take a seat. The coach is looking, see who they want to put in. That'll be Trey Morrow coming back in, the junior forward. So Hampton at the line. He can take the leading scorer column away from his teammate Charles Neverton. He ties him right there with the first free throw. 2:43 to play in this AAC rivalry game. And Hampton does just that. He's got 17 on the night. 73-67, two-possession game. Curtis goes behind the back. Gets a screen from Morrow. He leans into it. Ruckert blocked it. Ball loose. Moore comes away with it, steps on the end line. Bulldogs basketball. Morrow will exit and Reeves back into the ball game. Inbounds comes to Hampton. Back to McGee, middle of the floor, Runyon with it. Lost the handle, McGee picks it up though. Saving the loose ball, drops it to Ruckert on the baseline, lets the defender go by him, then gets blocked by Reeves. Good defensive stand there by Bryan. Nearly thrown it away though. Saved by Moore, trying to get it out to Curtis. Curtis with Runyon on him now, wanting it down low to Moten. Moten stepped back against Neverton, missed it. Long rebound collected by Bryan. Loose ball, Reeves coming away with it. Little sky hook, no good. Moten with the putback, and it's finally in there. Fortunately, it's not for the Bulldogs. 4-point game, 73-69. Again, Bryan, number 2 in the conference, holding their team or their opponents 76.1. And Wesleyan on the verge of that, shy of their 81.3 a game that they average scoring. Bryan only averaging 67.4 per game, above their average by 2. McGee throws it away, but Runyon chases it down. 2 on the shot clock. Runyon just trying to get something to fall there with 1:08 to go. The shot clock was winding down. Lavorne back into the ballgame. He'll replace Ruckert. Morrow back in, replacing Moten. And we've got a 4-point game. 1:08 to play. Rivalry game. And Wesleyan has the advantage in the previous matchup. Won last year here at home by 14. 58 seconds to go. Lions turn it over. Before that win last year, Bulldogs had lost 4 in a row against the Lions, including up in Kingsport at the conference tournament. So full timeout on the court. We'll take it with them. Close one here from James Elrod back in 30 seconds. Both teams with 2 timeouts apiece, 58 seconds showing on the game clock. And it's a 4-point game, 73-69. Wesleyan gets the inbounds and then a hard foul. Clock at 55.8. Foul team 8th for Bryan, but Moten picks up his second foul there. And McGee will go to the stripe for the Bulldogs, trying to get into double figures. And he converts the first one on the 1-and-1. A little bit of breathing room. In and out goes the second one. Hampton going to pick up Curtis at the half-court line. 74-69, 45 seconds to go. Curtis, extra pass. Gibbs takes off. Running floater for Gibbs, no good. And they got a blocking foul on Wesleyan. Wow. Looked like Runyon was set there. And it was a running foul by Gibbs, but it goes the other way. Looks like Gibbs had the forearm down, shoving Runyon to the ground as he was planted. Ty Gibbs is going to go to the line from Franklin, Tennessee. Grace Christian Academy out of Franklin. A couple of those around the area, Chattanooga, Knoxville, and Franklin. 83% shooter on the season from the stripe. Can cut it to a one-possession game. 40.4 showing on the game clock here. Gibbs second. So he'll take a deep breath, one bounce, and the shot. And it was in there the whole way. Wesleyan's Runyon with it, gets it to McGee. McGee, Neverton, now to Hampton. Hampton's going to keep it. 30.6 showing on the game clock. Curtis is going to pick up his first. 3-point game. Big free throws here for the Bulldogs. Hampton at the line, leading all scorers with 17 points. Foul was on the floor, and it's a 1-and-1. Next foul by either team will put the other team in the two-shot double bonus. 0.6 differential in game and shot clock. 30 on the shot. 30.6. Good free throw by Rashawn Hampton. Makes it two-possession game. Hampton misses the second one. Morrow bringing it up the court. Curtis with it. Under 25 we go already. Curtis lost the handle, ball loose. Reeves picks it up near corner. Moore for three. Missed it. Hampton trying to collect the loose rebound. Throws it off of Morrow. 13 seconds to go. Moore thought about the three and sidesteps the defender. Missed it. McGee pulling down the rebound, and he'll draw the foul. 6.7 remaining. And McGee is going to go to the strike for the Bulldogs. For two free throws, this one going to be on Gibbs, his first. McGee at the line. 3 for 4 with 9 points. Commentator's curse right there. Timeout called by Bryan. We'll take it with him here on the Bulldog Digital Network. So out of the Bryan timeout, Wesleyan up 6.7 remaining, 75-71. McGee's second free throw is good. McGee into double figures. Ball tipped. Clock will stop it with 4.5 remaining. It'll be Bulldog basketball. Thorne throws it away. Morrow takes the three. Missed it. Hampton collects the rebound, and that'll do it. The Bulldogs escape victory here against the Lions, 76-71. And a very closely contested game between the Highway 30 rivals, and earn the split on the night, again beating Bryan 76-71. Bryan goes to 2-6 overall, 1-2 in the conference, now 1-4 on the road, and the Bulldogs on the other hand go to 5-2 overall, 4-0 in conference play, and 1-0 here at James L. Robb Gymnasium on Dwayne Farmer and Stan Harrison Court. And it's also their 5th win in a row after starting the season 0-2. It's good to be at home, and the Bulldogs keeping a lock in the first place column for themselves, at least for now, as they handle business against Bryan here at home. Both teams are going to circle up for a prayer, and we will take a quick break and then bring you some final commentary and stats and see if we can grab Coach Randy Casey. Right back on the Bulldog Digital Network. Back here on the Bulldog Digital Network, where the Bulldogs pick up their 2nd win in a row against the Lions, and back on the home floor for the first time this season, as Bulldogs pick up the victory 76-71 over Bryan. You see the team stats there on your screen as far as the shooting goes. Bulldogs 48%, which is right above their average of 46, which is 2nd best in the conference right now. Bryan shooting 45%, above their average, and right there close to Wesleyan's season average. 13% from behind the arc for the Lions, 2 of 15. That was the difference right there. Bulldogs 12 of 26 from behind the arc, 46%. And that is well above their first place average of 39%. 80% from the line, so continuing to improve the free throw shooting overall. And it was Bryan that gets the advantage there, though, 81.8% from the line. 11 turnovers for the Bulldogs compared to the 15 of the Lions. Tennessee Wesleyan converting 18 points off of those 15 turnovers, where the Lions get 13 points off of the 11 turnovers by Tennessee Wesleyan. Rebounds, Bulldogs get out rebounded by 17. That's a number they'll want to kind of clean up there, 37-20. Lions had 15 offensive, 22 defensive, 6 offensive, 14 defensive for Tennessee Wesleyan. Assist, Wesleyan 14 of 24 made shots they assist on. It's above half of them. 10 of the 30 for Bryan they made assist on. Wesleyan was 6 blocks to 1, 10 steals to 5 steals in favor of the Bulldogs, and then 14 team fouls to 15 team fouls in favor of Tennessee Wesleyan. Your individual scoring column, it is Jerry Taylor Jr. who fouled out of the ballgame. He had 16 points, 3 boards, 4 assists for Bryan. 12 points by Hayden Moten, along with 8 rebounds to pace the team, along with 8 rebounds by Trey Morrow. 2 assists for Moten as well. And then they had 2 players, Moore and Morrow, that got close to double figures with 9 points apiece. On the other side for the Bulldogs, Rashawn Hampton continues to pace Tennessee Wesleyan. A little bit below his average tonight, but 18 hard-earned points with 2 boards and 2 assists. He did it on 5 of 12 from the floor, 4 of 8 from behind the arc, and 4 of 6 from the charity stripe. And Charles Neverton had 16 points, 2 boards, 3 assists. He was 5 of 9 from the field, 4 of 8 from behind the arc, 2 of 2 from the line. 14 points by Stratton Lavorne. He had 2 boards, 2 assists as well. And he was 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from behind the arc, and then 6 of 6 from the charity stripe. Sean McGee had 10 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, 3 of 5 from the field, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. 8 points by Ty Runyon, 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from behind the arc, and 2 rebounds, 2 assists. 6 points by J.J. Ruckert, and none bigger than the windmill dunk. 3 of 6 from the field, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 points and 4 boards for Corey Marshall, 2 points, 1 rebound by Zaylen Callahan as well for the Bulldogs, as Coach Randy Casey making his way to us, and we'll see if we can get him headset thrown over here. And first time we get to talk to him this season, but nonetheless, we'll let him sit down and maybe take a breather or catch his breath. I don't know. But, Coach, this team, we got a lot we got to talk about. Of course, this is the first time we've gotten to see you all on the home floor in the regular season. Probably feels good, first off, to be back at home.
It feels, you know what, it feels unusual. We've been on the road for so long, 6 straight on the road, that it kind of felt weird today not having to get on a bus and go somewhere. You know, it really did.
But you come in on your home floor 4-2, 6 straight road games, and the 4 biggest are you kind of close out with 3 conference wins in a row. Gives you a lot of momentum coming into that home game.
Oh, no question. You know, that was the thing. We wanted to get out of the gates early, in conference play. Unlike last year, it took us a while to figure it out, until the second semester, and we were digging out of a hole the whole time. We want to be in a better position, when the first semester's over, and we feel like we've done a good job of that so far.
Obviously, your team right now scoring at an unbelievable clip, 81 points per game. Unfortunately, you went up against a Bryan team that has got a knack for stopping their opponents. They hold you to their season average of 76, but you guys are sharing the ball very well and shooting the ball very well. Top 2 in the conference in field goal percentage, top 3-point shooting team, and the 3 ball in the second half was really helping y'all keep them at bay.
What's funny is some people say, wow, they've never seen us play, and say, wow, you guys are super hot tonight. And I'm like, guys, that's what I see every day, and it really is. And, I'm not shocked. Actually, I'm shocked when it doesn't go in, to be honest with you, from some of those guys, And like you said, the main thing is we're sharing the basketball. And these guys really like each other, and they're fun to coach. I love my team. And, the good part is injury bug has bitten us the whole season from the start of practice till now. Now Manny's out for a while. We'll see what happens with that. O's out. But, guys have really stepped up. Corey Marshall stepped up today. J.J. Ruckert stepped up today. And got a big dunk to get us going there in the second half. Strat Lovern's coming back from the injury, finally getting back going. Charles coming back from the injury, finally getting back going. So, it's been fortunate for us that we've got a bunch of guys that can play that have left their egos at the door.
Yep.
And one night we tell them all the time, it may look different for you every night. One night you may play 18 minutes, and next night you may play 7, and next night you may play 24. And your success is going to look different for you every night. And that's the way our whole team is. And they have embraced that, and I'm really pleased with that.
You talked about it. You got several injuries, several guys stepping up. And Manny, he's Defensive Player of the Week already once this season, so that's a big void you kind of had to fill defensively tonight. But then you got Rayshon Hampton, who has been lighting up the conference quite a bit, and just the way he has exploded out there. And only a sophomore, but can dribble the lights out and shoot the lights out.
Yeah. He is – it's been fun. And I told him the last game that I really don't have the words to describe how much fun it's been to watch the kind of player he's developing into. And the thing about it is the funny part is he's not done. His ceiling is still high, and he's still figuring things out. But he comes to work every day. He's our hardest worker. He's our energy guy. And when you have a guy that's probably your best player, that's also your hardest worker, that's something special.
One couple of things to highlight. You talked about sharing the ball too as well. 14 assists on 24 made shots, so that's over half your shots you're assisting on. But then the three-point shooting, you're first in the conference for a reason. You had 4 guys, Hampton, Neverton, Lavorne, and Runyon, combined for 50% tonight from behind the arc, and that's going to beat a lot of teams in the conference.
Oh, there's no question. And we talk about it all the time. Pick your poison, right? You're going to take one away. We got 3 or 4 more. And Ty's been shooting the ball really well in practice, and I'm happy to see that carry over to a game for him finally. That's the way he's been shooting in practice, and it really paid off for him tonight. But, like I said, take 2 of them away, we got 2 more. Take another one away, we got another one. So that's hard to guard, and it's been a luxury for me.
I know coaches love all the great stuff, but I know you have a knack for finding stuff you've got to improve on. Free throw shooting, getting down to the wire tonight, you started missing some. But I will say, you ranked last in the conference at 60.8 coming into the matchup tonight. There in the first half, you were perfect 100% until the commentator up here said something about it, of course. But that's something that over the last 3 games, it looks like y'all are starting to improve on, along with the rebounding, get out rebounded tonight. So I got to believe those are 2 areas you're going to work on.
Rebounding especially. Free throw shooting is going to come. We shoot it too well not to make free throws. But the thing about it is rebounding. We got to figure out a way. When we have to go with that small lineup, we got to figure out a way to rebound, and it's gang rebounding. And right now, a lot of times we'll have 3 guys going to the glass and 2 guys kind of watching, and we're still going to watch film, and we'll fix it. And it's not the fact that they don't want to rebound. It's the fact they've never had to rebound. And so it's one of those things that's one of those, like the details and the little things we talk about all the time. That's one of those things, if we don't fix it, becomes a big thing. So, but we'll get it fixed. Like I said, we're in a lot better position than we were this time last year. And the thing about it is I feel like we're light years ahead as far as our execution is concerned, as far as sharing the ball, our chemistry, all those things, and the rest of it we can all fix.
Felt like Bryan wanted to play a different style of ball, which is not unexpected, but you all kind of weathered that storm, and really, I mean, they regained the lead a little bit, but then you all just kind of took back over and played your pace of basketball a little bit.
No question. That was our thing, is we had to force tempo. In the first half, we kind of let them hang around and stay around, and we weren't pressing up in the full court like we were supposed to. Our rotations weren't where they're supposed to be. But we got better with that in the second half. Our energy level was a lot higher defensively in the second half, and we were able to speed them up, thankfully, and get them playing. They're not comfortable playing fast, and we went on 2 or 3 little spurts there where we made them play the way they're not used to play, and it really made a difference.
Well, I was impressed. I heard all the hype and seen it, and the way the guys looked tonight. J.J. Rucker, I mean, you kind of throw him out there in the second half, and the windmill dunk was a crowd pleaser. Yeah. And a couple of putbacks from him and Stratton Lavorne. I'm telling you, this is a high-flying team to come watch and playing good basketball together, it looks like.
Well, the thing about it is, too, Marion Barber, who didn't play tonight, too, is injured. This guy right here can tell you he's another one that puts his head in the rim. So, and, we told you back in the spring, and Drew and I have talked about it several times, that's what we recruited, length and athleticism. And those guys, that's what we've got. And JJ, he is just, he ran track, and he's a Division I transfer, but he was on a track scholarship. Now he's back playing basketball, and it's fun to watch him get better and get better and get better. He's got to take care of the little things. Where I had the first half, he didn't get to play tonight. That was his fault. Okay, that's all I'll say about that. That was his fault. Okay, but the second half, he was a difference maker for us.
There's a standard, and if you're not up to it, you know the consequences.
1,000,000%. So. That's correct.
Well,
yes,
Coach,
sir.
You get at home again on Tuesday. Johnson comes to town, so it doesn't get any easier before you have an exhibition game, a couple of games there. But looking forward to Tuesday. So we'll see.
It's going to be fun. You know, I told our guys we got 40 more minutes worth of business, and then we have fun next weekend down at Chattanooga. You know,
Eat some turkey, go play some basketball. That's all you got to do.
Get better than that,
That's
it?
it. That's it.
So just don't make me watch Dallas and Green Bay in football on Sunday.
Hey, you know, you can watch Duke or Tennessee play basketball if you wanted to, but you know.
Yeah, I would rather watch Green Bay stand on the field in a snowstorm than watch either one of those things.
Well, Coach, appreciate it. Congrats on a big win here at home, and let's keep it going Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Coach Randy Casey with us and his team. Just an outstanding, good effort here tonight from James L. Robb. And they take care of the Bryan Lions, earn the Highway 30 split here 76-71 as they stay unbeaten 4-0 in the conference, 5-2 overall, and keep their first place standing in the AAC. So that'll wrap us up. Again, we'll be back in action Tuesday night as the Johnson Royals come to town for a doubleheader, 5:30, 7:30 tip-off. We'll have it right here for you on the Bulldog Digital Network. Once again, appreciate you tuning in here in our 10th year of covering Tennessee Wesleyan basketball here from James L. Robb Gymnasium. For our sports information director, Chris Berry, athletic director, Donnie Mayfield, and our statistician, Jennifer Harrison. Appreciate Coach Randy Casey coming up here for a post-game interview. That'll wrap us up here at the Bulldog Digital Network, where the Bulldogs do win it 76-71. For Bulldog Digital Network, this is Jared Wright. Have a good night.